We're going live, Jerry. We're live, Jerry. Jerry, we're live. Good morning, everyone. Hope you're doing well today. The Thanksgiving holiday is coming up here soon. I'm going to keep it light, talk about retros, but I am going to talk about failures or retros, which may be a little harsh. I don't know. We'll see. And we got the token dog, right? And of course, the cat's coming. Hi, Bubbles. You coming? Come on. One thing about cats is they can never make a decision and they'll mess with you all day long. It's kind of like managers and people, I guess. You're more a person than a person is. They're Bubbles. Anyway, so we're going to talk about retrospective failures, how the traditional, what went well, what didn't go so well, and what can we improve is pretty much a crappy template to use for doing retrospectives. And I'm going to talk about it more about that today. And this is the 5 a.m. Mester Scrum Show. This is our 767th episode of the show. And I'm Greg Mester, Scrum Master and Agile Coach. And here we talk about Scrum and Agile and I was going to say an agile and practical way, a tactical and practical way. Come on, Bubbles. I'm going to have a dog fight right on my lap. It's not going to be fun. Do I need to pick you up too? And there's the cat. I got to put the cat away from the dog. Otherwise, I don't know what's going to happen. So let's talk some Scrum or retrospective. And you could do retrospectives, by the way, in Kanban. You know, they actually suggest and recommend that you actually do it. So they'll say, well, we don't have to do retrospectives because we don't do Kanban. When people say stuff like that, it tells you how amateurish they really are on change and what Agile is really about. It's about the feedback cycle, right? It's a feedback loop, and there's lots of feedback loops that go around. And when you don't see and ignore it, then it tells you you're an amateur. So why am I going to talk about this little retrospective template? I see it all the time. It's very pretty. They got pretty pictures. They use Miro. They pull these things down. I think half the time the people draw these things don't have a clue about anything, right? So if you're still doing this, then you are a beginner, okay? Scrum Masters that do this are beginners. I'm going to tell you that right now. They're good to a point, and then they stop. And here's what they're missing. What I like to teach when I teach my classes and when we teach Scrum and Agile and how to do retrospectives and get feedback, and when we don't have a cat's tail, you know what? I didn't bring my eraser. I'm going to use a cat tail. No. We talk about the divergent convergent system, a systems thinking approach. So in there, and I brought this up before, you have an issue, and I'm just going to draw it here, and the team diverges in the beginning. What problem do we want to solve? These are good, well, at least these two. So these two areas relate to that right there, the divergent. What do we want to solve? What do we want to talk about today? What can we change may or may not get you to what issue, what problem do we want to fix to a convergent, right? Problem is, now we have a problem. This is what we want to do. This is the problem, maybe. If you do these two first and then do that, right? If you do all three at the same time, then you're all just talking about what do we want to talk, what do we want to solve, what do we think, what's the problem we want to fix? Because maybe these aren't problems, maybe this is a problem, maybe that. So that all might go into that. You're missing the whole divergent convergent sequence for the solution. And this next steps. So these whiteboards don't give you enough space to do the other half, to talk about the solution. What do we want to pick? What do we want to do? This is missing. So what you need to do is take these mural boards that they made so pretty, make them longer or something to talk about, okay, let's make sure we vote on which problem we want to fix, because this could all be various problems. Okay, you could this might only, depending on how you do it, cover just the divergence, just the discussion, right? Doesn't get anybody to a central point for which they want to try to solve. So this is fine. However, it's missing. So you might want to take all these 3 or 2 or however you do it and say, okay, now let's vote on which one do we want to solve? Because then you're going to vote, right? So maybe this voting, it's really small. I don't think it's going to come back. But you vote on which one. So you do some voting, right? You might vote on the stickies they stuck on there. Okay, fine. That's the problem. Now, let's talk about solutions. So now you got to do this kind of again and do, okay, what are the possible solutions? So you need another box. What solutions that could be out there, right? What are the possible solutions? And you want to talk about them. And that would be that divergence again, right? So you want to talk, what are the possible solutions, the thing we want to fix? It's not on those templates. It's missing, okay? The amateurs don't realize it's missing on there. Maybe if you took my IC Agile, I'll plug, but if we do teach that you want to talk about the solution. There could be more than one solution to the problem, by the way, and more than one way to get to the solution of the problem. So there's more than one ways to take it, and the team needs to vote on what they want to do. And then in the end, you got to say, okay, which one solution do we want to work on in the next sprint? And then you vote again. You pick the one, and then people say who's going to do what, and you put it into the backlog. Once it's in the backlog, see, this is what people think. This is where they screwed up again. Once that item's in the backlog, you do not fix it there. Come sprint planning day, then you lay out all your tasks that you want to do to fix that problem that's in your backlog, okay? So you don't need to fix the problem during the retro. I mean, you can if you want, or since it's in the backlog, you treat it like any other story in the backlog. Come sprint planning day, whoever's working in our group or team or however you want to set it up, you make the solutions that day. You put your tasks, subtasks, whatever you need to do to solve the problem. That's how you do it. So this is what they're missing. They're missing this whole thing. And I got to circle with a red pen before I take a picture of it, just so it stands out. But that's what they're missing. So all those templates out there, they're written by people who have never really done the system thinking approach to solving a problem. They don't know it. So I wanted to share that with you. I want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. We will be here tomorrow. I got to work. I'm a contractor. I work every day. All these people that work for the company are like, are you going to be here Friday? Are you going to be here Wednesday? I'm like, yeah, I don't get paid. I don't get the holiday pay, so I got to go do it. But I price my holiday pay in my salary. And one day we can talk about that too. So with that, happy Scrum and enjoy your day. Thanks for all the podcasts listening and giving thanks to the veterans. I still got something. I got to put a little thing out there for the veterans, a special video or something like that, so they can see it, because no one's sharing a video with their veteran friends. Maybe they just don't know enough veterans, which is pretty much a shame. I don't know. Anyway, you all have an awesome day. Take care of yourselves. Enjoy. It's probably going to be a light schedule and get some stuff done. Get rid of some of that debt. Clean off the desk this week while no one's in the office. Stuff like that. Take care. Bye. And see you tomorrow.